How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Cookie Croc here, and we're back with Kenshi, episode 19, season 2. Roll the intro. Now today we're continuing our journey back from the Ashlands into Fort Harold. Harold and the group grabbed a bunch of weapons and other equipment like armor, so we're bringing those back to the base right now. We ran into a few more rolling hivers, which is pretty neat, but they all got one shot. And at the base, U-Master and Tracy, the units I have doing armor smithing, are now at 48, so that's pretty good. We're at least mostly making standard grade things. If not, we're doing high grade, so that's really well. We'll be able to make some actual armor soon. But I needed more room to store all of this, so I put down a lot more armor storages, about another 5 there. And after that, the group was getting close to Fort Harold, so I decided to look around the map to see where exactly I wanted to explore today, as I didn't know what I was going to do today, I just knew I wanted to explore. We do have normal Dust Bandit raids coming by, but with the full team equipped with weapons that I equipped at the end of last episode, we're doing really well. You can see Killbot putting in some work with that giant wrench, one of my favorite weapons in games. Shit looks sick. And as the group was coming back, they encountered for the first time the Gorilla Bandits. So we haven't met these folk before, but they went down pretty easily. They did do a little bit of damage, but it was no worries for the Harold and his group. Meanwhile, right afterwards, we got back to the base, and I got B02 to put Rhinobot in a cage, as from the poll in last episode, we're going to be recruiting Rhinobot. The only problem is right now, we can't figure out how to recruit him. No matter what I did, no matter who I tried to get to recruit him, it just wouldn't work. So I'm going to need to look into a mod to just recruit anyone. Even though I have a recruit anyone mod, he wouldn't even join the dark side for Darth Vader himself. And also on the unfortunate side, I'm trying to drag some limbs from Snub over to some people at the base, because we have had people with no limbs for time now. And yeah, I couldn't do it because he was too far. I realized Snub was a good fucking hour away from the base still. I don't know why he didn't go with the rest of the group, but I had to watch his fucking retard ass run back, and then I could finally give people the limbs so that they could walk around and move and do shit. Now after that, I've decided to put most of the swords and other stuff that we got into different containers around the base, just because I wanted to unload Snub. That way I could load them up with the peasant tunics we had and put them in the item furnace. They only sell for about 50 cats each, so it's not really worth selling them. But we have a lot of better armor, especially the armor we found from exploring or that we could make. But after that, I decided to add a few more people from the training group into Harold's platoon, as we still have a lot of AFK units around the base. So I dragged in about 6 or 7 more people and loaded up on bread, as we were going to go out to the Fishman Island, directly south of the Bone Fields, only 2 biomes over. It's not too far, but I've never been there before in-game, and Harold has an Ivor, so this was going to be exciting for both of us. Firstly though, the group would have to get by a giant pack of beak things. Almost a dozen of them in total were around here, and this was quite the battle, honestly. We took a little bit of damage, but the group is pretty well, and they mostly hit for around 100 with each attack, so I wasn't too worried about them getting knocked out, and we were able to get rid of most of the beak things without getting too damaged. Afterwards, I also picked up all the animal skins, just that way we can turn those into leather. That way when we need to make our own armor, we can do so. And while doing that, I gave a fucking job to forage animals to everyone in the platoon. So I went through for a minute, disabled all of those, and then, we went back on our way, thank God. Very unfortunate, but what can you do other than just push on forward? We found a few more groups. Some hungry bandits, but you guys all know how that goes after about 10 seconds. And then we found a lone wandering skin spider who decided to aggro us first, so we had no choice but to two-tap him. And then once we got to the coast, a beak thing finally chased us down, and that was the last of them. We were at the bridge to get across to the Fishman Island. I'm guessing this is probably from a mod. I'm not exactly sure if this is vanilla or not, but either way, I couldn't get them across the fucking bridge because I'm trying to get nice cinematics. But either way, I figured it out. Eventually, we were able to go across the bridge and get a nice view of what we're going to. We're going to a whole new continent, basically, and while everybody decides to take the bridge like normal, Snub decides to just fucking float across water. Very questionable indeed, but it's alright as we made it to the other side and we were on the Fishman Island. So first off, I wanted to look around to see what was around us. I see some iron and some other things, a few different barges that look like to be from ships with no faction relation. It was very interesting in what is around here, but we ended up finding out there's a city in the middle as well as there is a camp just next to one of these mining barges. And these fucking things, the Gurglers, they look absolutely horrid. Like, I've seen fucking better things in my nightmares, so they don't look that nice. And they obviously are too unintelligent to not aggro, and they're really weak as well, so we were able to go into this camp and basically start to just clear it out, like two-tap them within a matter of seconds. And with that, I decided to head on forward onto the ruins that was at the bottom of this Fishman Island. Now, I did stop to take a look at the Fishman town, because I was thinking about if I should go in and raid it or not. I didn't though because it was raining acid rain and there are a lot of them there. I want to at least get the stuff from the ruins first before we go and maybe hurt a bunch of our units. But right after this, a large group of Gurglers that were just running around ended up seeing the group and they ran and aggroed onto them, so we had to fight that group. But the Gurglers aren't too strong. They are big in numbers, but they're not too hard to take care of. We only had 2 units too that were taking damage from acid rain, so I debated maybe going back, but after I found out it was only 2 units and we can probably just switch helmets or switch dust coats every now and then if we really need to, I decided we just push on to the ruins as we can probably make it there before they drop below like 70 health or anything. And I was right, of course. We made it near the ruins, but first there was another Gurgler camp right outside of the ruins. Fucking kill them. Shit was jokes, but we managed to get through that group again. They're not too strong, as I said, but they are pretty interesting looking, at least. One of my favorite, I guess, races or characters I've come across in Kenshi so far. Disappointment, it took me 400 hours to meet them, but either way, we go on into the ruins to meet their leader. As you can see, there's spikes all around here. They obviously do not want normal people to be coming in here. It's far off, and the first floor doesn't have too much. It looks like mostly just a normal room that they might use to decompose skeletons. The second floor didn't have much, but the third floor, there he was, the Gurgler King, King Gurgler. Now, you know I had to take an epic screenshot as I just couldn't believe my fucking eyes. This thing's just standing in there with a pack of 20 to 30 of these Gurgler things just surrounding him. So Harold and the group run up the stairs to take out the Gurglers, as there's no other choice. If they want the loot from the place and want to clear the Fisherman Isles, they'll have to take down the King. And the King, even though he is pretty strong with 300 and 400 in his legs, he went down pretty easily. The whole fight lasted honestly about 10-15 seconds because of the strength of Harold, and we have the new extra recruits, so I did patch him up along with another Gurgler that was there. That way we can bring them back to the base. Now the Gurgler King has a 60k bounty or 60k item that I can sell, but I don't take this off him yet as it's his head and it will kill him. We had a pretty nice weapon, so I grabbed that, and then we went and checked out the chest where I found some nice research and a new blueprint for some fish items. After that though, in the strong boxes, there is an AI core and some ancient sign books in here. This was a very good haul from here. There's a lot of fish. No one can eat this except hives, but I decided to take a lot of it because, I mean, when else are we going to get fish? So we can put that all somewhere. I gave it all to Snub. And then with that, there were a few more cool looking weapons that I wanted to loot that I don't have the blueprints yet to make. And then luckily on the second floor, there's another AI core and some more cool weapons just chilling there. Along with in the strong boxes, we found Masterwork Assassin's Rags, which I gave to the Hive DX Seba, so that he's doing a little bit better. And then with some more ancient science books, weapons, fish, it all went pretty well. It wasn't a super huge haul, but honestly it was pretty good. We got the Gurgler King and we got a lot of loot from it. And Snub was also stuck, so I had to pick him up and then drag him downstairs and out of the building. But it worked out fine. We managed to leave the ruins, and there were a few packs of Gurglers that I wanted to try and avoid just due to the fact that, well, I didn't want to get knocked out with a Gurgler King, you know, on us or him escape, so I tried to move them past. Now I noticed the city was now lit up, and this was because the Empire had taken it over. Motherfuckers. It wasn't even a fucking hour in game, and once the Gurgler King's down, the Empire's already in that bitch. And as much as I'd love to go take it down, we gotta go back to the base as it is right now, so we'll leave that to another day. But with that, the Fishman Isles is now mostly clear of the horrors of the Gurglers, and we're bringing them back to the base. The group ended up encountering some more guerrilla bandits, a total of 2 different groups of them. Now, this means that, of course, we have to go after the guerrilla bandits soon. I don't know where they are, but they just started popping up recently, and they're kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. After that as well, we found a beak thing fighting a Garu, and when we couldn't just let this Garu get eaten alive and killed by the beak thing, so Harold and his platoon came in to save the Garu, and then skinned the beak thing alive to prevent it from getting back up. And afterwards, we got to watch the Garu run off into the sunset with his family, a very wholesome tale. It was a little bit after this. I'm looking at the Death Star during this time. I'm like, wow, I forgot the Death Star mod's on. I'm looking at it, and Darth Vader started to get fucking attacked. It's just the coincidence was enough for me to put it in the episode. It was crazy. Blew my fucking mind. But we were able to make it back to Fort Harold later on that night with the Gurgler King and the other Gurgler. So heading into the prisoner cage building first, I would have them put them into the cages and then talk to them. Because I have a recruit anyone mod, we can recruit the King Gurgler, and with that, the King Gurgler is now a part of the Haryoung Empire. Now he basically just drifts across the base. He runs pretty funny, but either way, he's a lovable fucking old folk. Once he's alive too, I was able to drop his bounty, so we got that as well, without killing him, and then the other Gurgler I decided to recruit as well. Now, because Sleepy Cat, a viewer in the live stream, was saying that the Garus that we saw the beak thing will run into a different beak thing and die, we named this Gurgler Sleepy Gurgler after Sleepy Cat. And then after that, the other units like Rhinobot and the skeletons we have just won't be recruited right now, so I'm going to look into some skeleton recruitment mods, and feel free to give me any suggestions in the comment section below. It's about time that we also stopped with crafting the peasant tunics, and I switched them over to samurai cloth pants, as this is going to be a lot better for majority of our group. And then I put all the AI cores and research things that we had gotten from the Fishman Island into the research bench. With that, I also put down a longhouse, and that's where I decided to end off this play session of the Kenshi Let's Struggle. So I hope you guys enjoyed episode 19 of the Kenshi Let's Struggle. Make sure you guys leave a like or a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Shout out to everybody who stopped by the live stream and watched me play live and then chilled when I was editing. I'll have lots more content out on the way soon, but till then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.